Well, with us this morning is Ted Czech, author of Saving the Beast, a recovering reporter reflects on America's broken media, which you can find anywhere, and how to fix it. And wanted to talk a little bit this morning about some of these ads and some of the press and all of this. Good morning, Ted. How you doing?
Hey, Gary. I'm doing great. How are you?
Just barely
Not so great.
making it. Yeah, just a day to go. No, hey, listen, I could be digging McAdam like any other person, but that's a couple things this morning I wanted to hit with you. Number one, we got the latest hoax on Trump. Trump, Liz Cheney firing squad hoax. I wanted to get into that this morning with you a little bit. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm reminded of a book someone wrote years ago called The Death of Shame. And I think Harry Truman said at one time to, who was the guy back in the 50s who was running all of the inquiries into communists, and they said...
McCarthy.
McCarthy said, "At long last, sir, have you no shame?" I wondered if you feel the same way about this.
Right. This was probably the most blatant hoax that we've seen so far in this campaign. Where, for those who don't know, Donald Trump, in a conversation with Tucker Carlson, he said that Liz Cheney should be given a rifle and essentially put on the front lines of a war with 9 guns trained on her face. Essentially to see how she would like it. The implication being she's only a war hawk when sitting comfortably in Washington.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So a lot of the mainstream media took those words to mean that Trump wanted Liz Cheney executed by firing squad.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I think it's common knowledge that if you're put before a firing squad, you don't get your own firearm.
I've heard that. I've heard that. You can't shoot back. Yeah.
Right. So even staunch Democrats like Bill Maher, Jamie Raskin, and Cenk Uyghur, they were like, that's a lie. That's what peaceniks used to say in the 60s.
Right.
See how you like it kind of stuff. Even CNN analyst Jonah Goldberg, he retracted his statement. He said, "I let my disgust at Trump's comments get the better of me."
Right. So here's
I regret the initial comment because it was inaccurate and contributed to the kind of, I'm quoting him here, the kind of overheated environment Trump thrives on. So he had to retract his statement.
So if you don't think that someone has a side or a horse in this race, guess what? If you're willing to go to that degree to do it, I mean, you've been a reporter. You had a chance to either report the facts, report it the way it was, in the context in which it was given, or you had a chance to say, well, let's see, I could twist this to help my side out. What's going on here? Why are we willing to do that, twist that, when we know full well that was not the way it was intended to be used, even if it was inarticulately given, for that matter?
It's a number. There's a number of factors. Part of it is, I think, as I say in my book, the thirst to be first. There's always. I mean, when I was a reporter and long before me, I mean, you have deadlines and you want to be, you want to be accurate, but you want to be the first. You want to break the news. You want to break the news, but you can't forget your due diligence. And I think that's the part that's been lost. And we're so polarized. I talk about this as well. We're so polarized. We just now, as a society, as far as news, we just go to our own echo chambers. We go to where what we believe in gets repeated back to us.
Right.
And that's not true journalism either.
The other thing, I was sitting minding my own business last night, watching Criminal Minds, and here comes the barrage during the break of campaign election stuff. All right. So I've gotten used to it. It's become like white noise until this one came up last night, which I had not yet seen. So you have John Kelly with his book on Trump, and of course just came out the other week, and it's now become the Bible to many people on the side against Trump. And so they have John Kelly reading his book, reading a couple comments out of his book, while they are putting up burning of books. They've got, and this is in Germany back in the 1930s, putting up anti-Jewish things like on Kristallnacht and breaking windows of businesses and You got Hitler speaking. You've got the Nazis marching, and it was without a doubt jumped to the top of the list of the most ridiculous commercials I have seen so far, and nothing even close. And I thought, man, when we've gotten to that level, what the hell is happening with this country? I wanted to get your take. I don't know if you've seen the commercial, but it was really, I mean, there's nothing even close to how stupid this and bad this is. You could say bad things about each candidate, but the idea of comparing to someone who killed 12 million people is not something that I think is worthy of us in this country. Your thoughts on that?
Well, no, I have not seen that commercial, but wow, where to start with it? I mean, this is. I think most people are doing what you did, Gary. Where you, in general, where you just kind of tune it out now. All of the texts, all of the ads. Wherever you go on the internet, wherever you go on TV, they just, more than likely. I mean, I don't know. The ads wouldn't be there if they weren't determined to be effective.
Right. That's the frightening thing.
Right. And so I think I would guess that it's aimed at the large number of independent voters, the swing voters, okay, because you got your Republicans, you got your Democrats, and then you've got, I believe, you probably know this, the largest block is actually the swing voters. That's the biggest. That's the one that you have to, influence. So that must be. I think the only conclusion I can come to is that must be who those are aimed at.
Or low information and high passion voters. Or just if people are buying that, if people are buying what's on that thing, I'm sorry. They're not real intelligent. It's not really worthy of us as a country and as an electorate, as a group of people putting it out, as campaigns, whoever it might be. It's just not worthy of us. And we all need to discern between the lies and the truth, which is what your book is all about, Saving the Beast, a recovering reporter reflects on America's broken media and how to fix it. And I know you tell us every week, Ted, you can find it everywhere, right?
Absolutely. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on online on Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. But, one other thing, Gary, real quick that I wanted to talk about, because you and I, when we were texting, you were asking about how people can discern between, lies and the truth and everything. And I would say, generally speaking, give an issue 48 hours and look at multiple sources. Look at mainstream media, look at independent media. In this case, with the election, we can't because we're on the doorstep of it.
Right.
So just take a deep breath. Exercise some patience, and hold on tight.